Hi, my name's Walter Montero. I'm a real estate and mortgage agent here in Cambridge, Ontario, and I've had the privilege of serving our community since 1987. Over the years, I've met some great people here in our community in many different businesses and walks of life. Some, of course, are well known, and others are some of the best kept secrets in town. So the purpose of this podcast is to share and introduce them to you. Welcome to the I Love Cambridge podcast. So thanks for being a guest on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. It's so weird getting used to like talking to people over video, but it's at least nice to see a new face.
So your name is Madi Warnock.
Yeah.
And company's name is the Galt Juice Company.
Correct. Yes.
Very good. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company.
All right. I started Galt Juice Company in 2014.
Yep.
I started it just online. Like I rented some kitchen space and just essentially did home delivery and, launched on a website. And then I found my shop end of 2014 and we opened up January 2015. So we've been open now for over 5 years, which is really cool to be able to say. In the beginning, people had no idea what cold pressed juice was. They had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, it's been a really great 5 years. I was born and raised in Galt. I have a lot of kind of family history in Galt, so I absolutely love that space.
Yeah, very cool. So I guess the the $64,000 question is, what's cold pressed juice? Tell us a little bit about that.
So cold pressed juice is essentially the method that we press vegetables to turn into juice. So we have a big, it's called a Good Nature X1 juice presser. It's about, 7 feet tall. So essentially we take a bunch of organic veggies, drop it down a hopper. The hopper grinds it, puts it into a bag, and then we have these two massive plates that slowly press it. So the whole concept of cold press is that you're not using any heat to extract the juices. So in theory, the nutrients are allowed to, they remain more intact than using heat because that kind of burns them off. And I strictly, I'll be honest, I did it because my sister's been battling some health issues for about 13 years. And she has a condition that, can't be cured. So the importance of your health has been, top of mind since I was 15. And I saw this way as, it's not what we do with the juices. It's not, it's not a weight loss miracle. It's not anything to supplement eating, but it's the best way to get veggies into your diet. Like the juice that I drink every single day, it has over 3 pounds of greens in it. So even if, you're on the run or, you're just not eating, you don't have 4 hours to prep, at least you're getting in, a good amount of veggies into your diet.
Right. Okay. Now, I guess, do people, is it possible just to live on juices? Is that something that people even do, or?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We do have juice cleanses. We do a bunch of juice cleanses. And that kind of gets you to the whole concept of like intermittent fasting, and, kind of giving your body a break from constantly consuming calories, fat, protein, carbohydrates, and things like that. So we'll do 1 day, 3 day, or 5 day juice cleanses. And that is you're strictly having all juice all day, no solid food. And the main part of that is because you're taking out, you're not giving your body protein or fat or fiber or anything like that. You're actually allowing your body and the organs to kind of like do a deep clean on their own. Like our bodies are incredibly efficient when we give them time to essentially be efficient or to take care of themselves. So like the main organs are like the liver and the kidney. Those are very good at cleaning themselves, but we're constantly making it work. When we're eating from, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., snacking, drinking, all this stuff, they're constantly working. So when we do juice cleanses, we're essentially taking all of the work out of your body. So you're just drinking the nutrients, the vitamins, all that kind of stuff for a couple days. And then once you go back to your regular eating habits, your body's a lot more efficient to break down the nutrients. And my favorite thing to use them for is kind of when you're feeling like you've had too much sugar in your diet, or, in the summertime when you've had a bit too much to drink. It's just really good resets because you can program your body to to understand what is good for it and what's not good for it. But it takes a lot of time and dedication to do that.
Sure. Okay. Now, tell me, is there any kind of negative side effects to those juice cleanses? Do people feel better or do they feel worse? Or
Oh, honestly, the first time you do a juice cleanse, it's very rough.
okay.
Since we're kids, we've never gone, well, not many people have ever gone, a day without chewing, a day without
Sure.
eating, calories. Like our cleanses have anywhere between 900 to 1200 calories a day. So you're still getting, roughly half of your caloric intake, but that's still, I mean, you're dropping 50%.
Sure.
You can have a lot of negative effects during the cleanse. The biggest ones are caffeine withdrawal. We're all addicted to coffee, myself included.
Yeah.
I try to get my customers drinking green tea or kind of a more natural, softer amount of caffeine during cleanses, but it's really difficult. The next one is sugar. We're supposed to be intaking between 20 to 30 grams of sugar. The average Canadian takes on 60 to 70 grams of sugar per day. Half of that is without knowing it, right? Like the amount of sugar that's in ketchup, the amount of sugar that's in, a lot of salad dressings. Like we don't really know how much sugar we consume every day. So when you go from having, 50 to 60 grams a day, dropping down to 8 to 10 grams a day, the sugar drop is that's kind of the most painful one that I find with my customers. When you do a longer cleanse, so if you're doing a 3-day or a 5-day, the first 2 days are really rough. Again, you're taking your body from 2000 calories a day, dropping down that by half. And also it's the mental side of it. Like we all find so much comfort in eating, myself included. Cooking is my absolute biggest joy in life. I could cook all day, every day. And so missing that kind of like excitement of like seeing a meal and then getting to eat it and the satisfaction of it, like all day you are just drinking juice. It's not super fun. I'll be very honest.
Sure.
Yeah, you can also get cramping actually in kind of your larger muscles. So your legs a lot, just because most of your toxins are going to reside in your larger muscles. So when you are trying to kind of flush them out, that's when you'll get like some cramping. So we always recommend, go for a walk, do some yoga. Don't do a crazy workout because you will get lightheaded. But I always tell people, like, as silly as it sounds, like just listen to your body. If you are very hungry, grab a handful of cashews or almonds or, some raw vegetables. Like it won't ruin the cleanse, but it will do more harm to your body if you're just absolutely dying through it. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, is it something that you can do sort of on a regular basis, like maybe once or twice a week or something like that? Or not?
No. So I recommend 4 times a year if you want to if you want to be consistent. 4 times a year, as the seasons change, if you want, that's a good time to do it. Just because again, it's a really good clean out for your system. And because you don't want your body to get reliant on surviving on 1,000 calories a day. Like that is the complete opposite. I always tell my customers, use it as a reset. So, again, if you're like, myself personally, before I opened up my shop, I was a sugar fanatic, like loved candy, loved chocolate, like constantly would crave it. So that's actually what I've used the last 5 years with these juices to do. Like I don't crave sugar anymore. That's because I've been, supplementing it. So they're really good ways to kind of like pause. Because you're spending, a lot of money on it. They're between $150 to $200, for a 3-day. So you're spending a lot of money on it. You're putting yourself through not eating for 3 days, which is not fun. So if you're going to do it, I'm really big on considering, making small changes afterwards. Simple things like after a cleanse, try drinking black coffee instead of having cream and sugar in your coffee. Like that's a really easy way to take out 15 to 20 grams of sugar a day, while still getting your caffeine, whatever kick you want. But, those are the kind of like the little things that we try to use them for. It's more of like a tool to make it a change that you can keep going consistently on. Where it's like my customers who, before COVID would come into the shop every day, they'd grab 1 or 2 juices a day. Just to incorporate that into their kind of like daily routine.
Yeah. Okay. Now, in terms of these cleanses, now you talk about people doing them, and you mentioned sort of some pricing there. So if somebody wants to do that, do they have to go down to your shop every day, or can they pick
No.
up something that can sit in the fridge or that sort of
Yeah.
thing?
So so all of our juices, they're at their kind of like highest nutrient density for 72 hours.
Okay.
So for a 3-day cleanse, we deliver all 3 days kind of at once.
Okay.
You get a schedule; they're all numbered. We have like little tips and tricks on how to kind of get through the cleanse. And right now with COVID, because my shop is like my storefront is closed,
Yep.
because my shop is 8 feet wide. I can't
Yeah.
guarantee social distancing.
Social
So
distancing. Yeah.
everything that we're doing is order online. You
Okay.
can go anywhere up to I think 8 p.m. the day before.
Okay.
My incredible team starts juicing at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, we so that's the one thing. We have an incredibly tight system. We work with an incredible farm called Fanning's Organic. They're in Baden, Ontario.
Okay.
They deliver veggies to us, kind of like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. The next day we start at 3 a.m. Everything is done that morning. Everything is made to order. Again, just because we're dealing with certified organic vegetables, we're really precautious on waste.
Yeah.
So everything is very tight looped. Yeah. So when you order a cleanse, the juices are made that morning. They're good for 3 days. And yeah, it's a pretty quick routine, but it's enjoyable.
Okay. Now, are they all vegetable juices, or is there any fruit juices in
Yeah.
there?
So
Or
we have a balance between the two. I like to have a spectrum. Because that my whole kind of philosophy with health food is it has to be enjoyable to get into it.
yeah.
If it's not enjoyable, you might do it for a day, you might do it for a week, but you will not continue. Like if it's not fun to do or if it sucks to drink, you're not going to continue to do it.
Yep.
So like for example, we have 5 different green juices like on that spectrum, and the first one has pineapple in it and aloe vera and lemon. So it's a nice light.
Yep.
It's really enjoyable to drink. It has a little bit of celery, a little bit of kale, a little bit of cucumber, just to kind of get you used to the idea of drinking a green juice, because we're all raised on apple juice and orange juice.
Yep.
And then kind of on the other spectrum of that, we call it the mean green because it kind of tastes like grass.
Okay.
And that's like, green collards, kale, spinach, parsley, ginger root. So that one doesn't have any fruit. So we're trying to kind of like get people comfortable with drinking the green juices and kind of like slowly moving them down the spectrum of taking out as much sugar as we can. But then like we have other juices that we do, like my most popular one, especially right now, it has Valencia oranges, grapefruit, celery, and turmeric root. So we're kind of using the sweetness of the oranges and grapefruit to kind of balance out turmeric root, which can be a pretty intense flavor.
Yeah, strong.
Yeah, exactly. So if you balance it out with citrus, you actually won't get that flavor, and you won't get that kind of like mouth coat that you can get with turmeric. And it's a really good way to consume it because everyone should be having turmeric every day if they could.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. And so you say during COVID now you're obviously closed, so you're doing your orders online.
Yeah. So since March 14th, that was the day I kind of like shut my storefront down.
Okay.
Honestly, the response has been incredible from the community. We switched over the website pretty quickly. Right now it's only myself and one other employee who's allowed in the shop.
Yep.
And so we are running exactly. Everyone orders what they'd like the day before, a couple days before.
Yep.
We do curbside pickup from Monday to Thursday. So they pull up, they give me a call, they give me their name. I run out in gloves and drop the package off either in their trunk or kind of, in their passenger side door. It's sometimes I feel like a little healthy drug dealer right now. It's been an interesting change.
Yeah.
So we do a curbside pickup Monday to Thursday, and then we do home deliveries Monday to Friday. And we're doing home deliveries from everywhere from Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo, Guelph, Ayr. And then I actually do deliveries into Toronto's now on Fridays.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. Okay, perfect. So I guess the question I have is how do people get a hold of you?
Easiest way in the world of social media is Instagram.
Okay.
I mean, my website has all my information on it, from
Okay.
emails to phone number.
That's the
Um,
Galt Juice Company, correct?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, at Galt Juice Company, kind of on all handles. Same with Facebook. Yeah,
Go ahead and pull it up.
I don't use Twitter, but
Oh, can you see it there?
yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's
Ah,
exactly it.
perfect. Yeah, perfect. All right. That's great. Now, what's the most popular juice?
Actually, the Green Beast. It's
Oh,
been
really?
the only, yeah, it's been the only juice I haven't changed in 5 years.
Okay.
So kind of to give you a little bit of a background, I went to school to be a financial accountant.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's a perfect background for this turn.
I know. Um, and so I went to school in Toronto. And so going through school, I became a bartender to,
Okay.
pay for it, and I fell in love. The concept of kind of the whole mixology bit is
Yep.
was the best part of it, but having a hangover every single day doesn't
The booze
exactly lead
factor.
to a healthy lifestyle. So as I was bartending, I'd make juices at home, and I'd bring them in, for like my chefs and my bartenders and stuff. I worked for an incredible Italian company, so I'd keep bringing them in, and that's how I got down to juicing for myself. And so this was kind of one that we played around with, actually, like at the bar, just to kind of get a good balance on things. So yeah, it's Green Beast.
Yeah, very cool. Good. Now, was there any question that I didn't ask you that I should have?
Um, Not. Ooh, actually, I do want to talk about. So during the whole COVID thing,
Yep.
COVID quarantine, whatever we want to call
Yep.
it, we did start an initiative that I didn't think would take off, and it absolutely blew up, and it's been the best. That I just kind of want to do a little shout out to my community. So
Okay.
we make little, we call them organic raw shots, essentially very, very intense shots, that you can either take straight, or you can add into water. You can make them into a tea. They have things like organic ginger root, turmeric root, cayenne pepper, oil of oregano, like things that are like very, very kind of immune boosting.
Yeah.
And so when all this happened, we were all staying home, and everyone who worked at the hospitals were having to, still go to the hospital. And during this time, actually, my sister had to go to treatment every single day to Princess Margaret. So I'm very, very appreciative of hospitals and our healthcare system.
Yep.
So we threw it out there to tell people like, hey, you know what? If you want, you can donate 1 or 2 raw shots. We'll drop some off to the hospital teams. And to date, we've delivered over 600.
Wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and that's honestly, it's been my highlight of this whole period. We've allowed people to kind of like send a message if they do a donation. Exactly, yeah. So,
Yep.
and the messages have, like, honestly, some of them have brought me to tears. Some of them have made me laugh. Like, so we printed them out on large pieces of paper and had them taped up on the walls of the hospital. And just kind of like getting the messages from the nurse, and not even just like the nurses and doctors, but like we wanted, the janitorial staff, the administration staff, like anyone who has to go in there. We just wanted to give them something to kind of like boost their day. Because that's kind of my whole opinion of it. Like we can't control what happens outside of it, but if we do things to kind of keep our bodies healthy, and keep our immune system strong, then at least you're taking it into your hands as much as you can. And yeah, so yeah, we've done over 600 shots to hospitals. So it's been really cool.
That's a great idea. That's a really great idea. I saw something similar to that. Somebody did it with a pizza shop, but I have a feeling this will be so much more nutritious.
It's been great, and I've gotten hilarious because again, these shots are very potent.
Yep.
They're not for the faint of heart. So I've gotten some hilarious videos of nurses taking them in the hospital, like in their full gear, like mask on and everything. It's been pretty cool.
So they got some kick.
Oh, lots of kick. Yeah, I tell people, people are like, oh, I like spice. I'm like, if you're having raw cayenne pepper, oil of oregano, and ginger root, it's one of the more potent things that you're gonna drink.
I bet. Now, just one more thing that kind of came to mind here. Is there pulp in your juices or not?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
So, funny thing, I hate pulp.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either.
I am very particular on texture. Like normally when the shop's open, we do smoothies, and I love those, but you're blending everything in. On the juices, we actually do a triple strain because I cannot stand pulp. I also think that if you're going to drink something savory, you don't want texture in it.
Yep, for sure. All
You
right.
don't want a chunk of kale as you're trying to drink it.
No,
It's not
that's
nice.
for sure. Well, that's great. Well, Madison, the information's been great. I drive by your shop all the time. I'm not a juice guy, but I'm going to give it a shot.
That's all right. Well, hopefully we'll be open soon. I definitely miss seeing people downtown, especially with our downtown. We have the most incredibly connected downtown, and I've made so many incredible friendships with all the different store owners. So cannot wait until we can kind of see each other again.
Well, hopefully that'll be soon. I remember just, kind of seeing people with your product around town, and some of them are regular. So, I've been in Cambridge all my life as well. So you know the faces, and you see the usual suspects.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful, wonderful downtown.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
You as well.